Plus, remember, he always is using Apple copyrighted content, and no matter what the source you get it from, he won't be able to say he got it through us, since he will expose himself, and at the same time, he cannot deny it. Now, there is a way to get his business completely shut down by having the Apple GDA department, which I am sure no one heard of before, to file a case with the federal court for using copyrighted materials, and they can use it to remove his channel from YouTube. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today I read some really interesting posts from a place that I used to be involved with. Before I even get into the title of this video, I just kind of like to explain how it was that I got into electronics repair in a professional setting. My first experience with it in a professional setting was when I started my internship at a place called Avatar Studios back in 2007. I started an internship where I was cleaning puke off of the floors if people threw up. I was cleaning the toilets. I was cleaning the faders and stuff on the console. I was bringing the engineers their food from Missouri Cafe. And after a few months of doing that for free, I finally got promoted to the high-end technical position of fixing Fostex headphones that were broken. So I would be fixing the headphones that had broken plugs or broken wiring inside from people smacking them around. And after a few more months of that, I finally got the prestigious job of assistant technician at $7.50 an hour, which I was very giddy for. I was happy. When I would leave that place at 1 in the morning after a 10-hour day of work, I'd be walking down the road with the shit-eating grin on my face that said, I work for the best studio in the world and I help make their stuff work. At that point, I got to start working on 31102 modules, A800 power supplies. At one point, I even got to mess with a Neve 2254. It was all, I learned a lot from there, and it was great fun. I talked about some of the people there that kind of helped me get to the point that I am now with the analytical thinking mindset in some other videos that I did, and I'm very, very grateful to them. I got into this business of fixing MacBooks at the end of 2008, and it was around 2010 or 11 that I started getting heavier into the liquid damage and board repair stuff, but a lot of it was still outsourced. It wasn't until 2014 that I really decided I'm done with outsourcing, let's figure out how to do this on my own. The biggest roadblock that I had at the time to doing any sort of board repair was that I only had schematics. I was so ignorant, so stupid, that I didn't even realize that board views existed. I've said this in some other live streams, but I want to kind of put all my stupidity just here into one video so it's focused, and there's going to be a lot of it. I didn't even know board views existed. I thought that engineers, when they read the schematic, could look at the motherboard and using their magical decoder ring that they get when you get a master's degree in EE, could just tell, oh, that's the component on the schematic they're talking about. Here's where that resistor is. Here's where that capacitor is. Here's where this chip is. But just by sheer magic, I thought that's what all the little signals going around meant. It meant that's how you locate it on the board in some way. No, that's not the way it works. There's a board view. And for a long time, I had been purchasing schematics that did not have board views. So around July 1st of 2014, I took the day off July 4th, 2014, I took the day off for Independence Day, and I decided that I was going to find this information. Either it didn't exist and I was an idiot and I was going to accept that I'm an idiot, or there's more information out there that I'm missing. So I took my credit card and I probably spent about $1,000 putting credit card information into all of these janky, shady looking, salesman-ish, small dick penis pill looking like eBay auctions and websites that I probably should never have been giving money to. Some of these were outside of eBay, so the chances of getting your money back are pretty slim. And I was hoping that one of them might give me even a tiny bit of information as to what I was missing. And there was one site called Notebooksquad that gave me access to an FTP server that had a bunch of schematics and a bunch of board views. And once I saw the board views, my mind was absolutely blown. At this point, I reaffirmed my commitment to wanting to learn board repair because now I was armed with this great other piece of information, that the people that do this work are not just geniuses that magically know where the components are on the board. There's actually a document that tells them that, and it took you over a year to figure that out. Wow, I'm dumb! But let's get past that so that I can actually try and learn something. Yes, I did spend about a year not knowing that the schematic came with a board view. I am not smart, and that's why when people call me smart or a genius, I am the first one to contest that on the internet. It's really important to remember these times so that your head doesn't get too big. Now, Notebooksquad also had a forum where people could post questions and get answers. I posted some really dumbass questions when I was in the process of learning in the beginning, and one of the things that I picked up on really quick were that there were two different cultures working within this forum. The first was a culture where someone says, here's model, here problem, please provide solution. And then people start providing cookie cutter solutions, often solutions that would not actually fix the problem with that machine. Or even when they did post a solution that would fix the problem, there'd be no information there that allows the poster to figure out how it was you came to that conclusion. And it was what we now call the please bro, as you can see on Urban Dictionary. The second culture on that forum were a culture of people like Julio and Vali and Duke. These are the real superstars of word repair here that I've talked about in some videos, and also some of them I have posting on my forum right now. These were the people that when someone would ask a question, they would ask questions back, trying to probe that individual to think, to use their own analytical mind, not just giving them a fish, but rather them giving them a fishing pole, giving them a set of hooks and bait and saying, here's how you use it all, trying to teach them how to fish rather than simply give them the fish. They would ask a bunch of questions, open-ended questions, to try to get the original poster to understand not only how to fix the problem, but have the original poster come to that conclusion on their own. So I remember one day in 2014, I decided to take a few days off from work, and I sat there and I went through every single one of Duke's posts from 2012 through 2014. The reason I did this is not because I wanted to memorize individual details, but I wanted to understand the troubleshooting mindset. I wanted to learn the analytical thinking mindset that he had. And I learned a lot from reading through all his posts, the same way that I learned a lot from interning alongside Roy Hendrickson, Phil Lipscomb, Ricky Began when I worked at Avatar Studios. When you are working with people who are far head and shoulders above you, you don't just want to learn the individual specifics of what they're saying. You want to learn how to take on their mindset so that you'll be able to solve problems in their way as well. So I remember just sitting there reading through 3 years of every single post Duke made. I did not care about anybody else who was posting on that forum. I was just reading through everything he said. And I think I caught up fairly quickly, since a little bit after that, I was able to answer a lot of other people's questions in the forum. There are people who had been posting on that forum who had joined years before me, and they would ask questions and I'd be able to answer them. Not because I was some sort of genius, but simply because I had put in the time and effort. I sat there all day. I studied everything Duke had said, and I thought to myself, okay, here's the mindset he's using to solve these problems. Let me try to use that mindset to solve these problems. It was a genuine inspiration for me, and it's something that I'll always be thankful for, that I got to learn from him, that I got to speak to him, and that I got to meet him in person and consider him a good friend. And as time went on, the people that were giving these types of answers seemed to become more and more aggravated with the please bro-y kind of culture of the forum. But also, there was another issue which came down to payment. I remember one time asking a question, and Duke gave me an answer that I thought was kind of useful and helpful, and I learned something from it. So I saw the email that he was using to post onto the forum, and I PayPal'd him $300. And he said, I can't believe this just happened. And I said, what are you talking about? You've been posting on this forum for years. You've been posting 3 to 6 times a day. You've been helping thousands of people probably fix their stuff. And he goes, yeah, but I don't think I've ever gotten more than like 15 or 20 bucks from it. And at that point, it seems like, okay, that seems kind of weird because I paid $129 to be here, but I understood what was going on with the business model. It was a fixed business model where one person was accepting a payment of $100 to $129, and then other people would post on the forum and answer questions. These people could not be paid a rate hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly because the payment from the customer was a one-time payment up front of $129. I heard rumblings that they were going to try and come up with a way to pay the people that answered 99% of the questions on this forum, and that never materialized after many years. I was also starting to become a little aggravated answering the same questions over and over, and Duke seemed to be becoming very aggravated answering the same questions over and over from people that really just kind of expected him to be a solutions vending machine rather than a mentor. Duke wanted to be a mentor to people. He did not want to be a solutions vending machine, and if he was going to be a solutions vending machine, at the very least, can he get paid for it because he's fixing other people's boards rather than his own? When I met Duke, I met someone that genuinely wants to see other people succeed. He wants to see their troubleshooting get to a new level. He wants to see people use their brain. And nothing seems to make him sadder than people that just refuse to turn on their brain and figure things out for themselves once given that little push. Like once given a push, he'd like to see you run on your own, not just keep asking for a push. But that wasn't what was going on. So I created a forum, and on this forum, it was $29 a month to post, but the difference in business model here is that I paid the people that posted answers. You could go home with 1,000 euros or 1,200 euros or 1,400 euros a month if it was a busy month in the forum and you answered a bunch of questions. And I thought this model was more fair. The person that is answering the questions is not getting 100% of the money. However, the person answering the questions is not getting 0% of the money, which is, in my opinion, a considerably better arrangement. If you were one of the people who signed up to answer questions on my forum, you probably had several deposits in your bank account of 1,000 or 1,400 or 1,600 euros per month from the fact that you were answering questions for people. And this meant that people decided, you know what? I'm not going to continue posting answers on a forum where the owner gets paid and doesn't answer any of the questions. Let me post on this guy's forum where when I post answers, he actually shares the money with me. Amazing, novel concept. And the moment that that happened, I was banned from Notebooksquad, even though I had paid them the $129. It seemed they were quite salty at the fact that I was answering questions outside of their platform. My forum is not perfect. It has had its technical difficulties, which I've been working on with vBulletin. It's a little hard to get things solved with vBulletin because they respond to tickets about as fast as Eugene builds a deck in your house. But we have been trying to fix these things. However, I still do try to have an environment where people can get their questions answered, and the people that are answering the questions are actually compensated for the fact that they're taking time out of their day to answer those questions. I don't simply promise them that someday we're going to come up with a way to pay you and never do it. I actually pay them. So here is a post that was made on the Chipmaster's Notebooksquad private forum that someone had sent me. I don't have access to it anymore because that was revoked when I had started my own forum. This seems innocent, drama-ish, but it gets just basic crap, but then it gets to actual legal threats as we go on. It says, this is a very good source for MacBook, iPad, iPhone, very useful for iPhone repairs. Log Wiki Shiny Computers. It says, wow, first best thing I've seen in a long time, a lot of troubleshooting guides. Then the owner realizes, oh, just realized this is Rossman's page, so I can't support this. Chipmaster is the forum owner, the one that collects money when you join. I will give you my take on this. It's only an opinion. I will not say if it's fact or fiction. I will let you decide that. By the way, before we move on, this is not my page. I did not make this. I did not even know this existed until today. It says if you need help, you can find me on Rossman's Discord server. I have a Discord server, but I didn't even know this page existed. I have no affiliation with this whatsoever. I think it's great that people are putting together guides on how to fix stuff, and I'm very proud to hear that's happening on my site, but this is not my site. Back to what I was just talking about, though. If we read this, it says, because he stole so much from here. In fact, all the info about common issues was from the many years we spent developing this group, its history, and common issues you can actually search on. If you go back 3 to 6 years ago, he didn't even know what a Mac was. He was all Lenovo. So let's go through some of this piece by piece. All the common issues from the many years we spent developing this group. You didn't develop this group. You collect $129 and then have people like Duke post for free without paying them who actually do the work of teaching people. You don't teach people anything. Duke teaches people things. 99% of the questions on this forum, if you log in and see before Duke quit, were answered by Duke, who got paid no more than 20 to 30 bucks after 4 years of posting. You haven't contributed shit. When I give my gratitude, I give that gratitude to Duke, to Volley, to Julio, not to you. If you go back 3 to 6 years ago, he didn't even know what a Mac was. He was all Lenovo. If you go to archive.org and you go back 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, was my website Lenovo repair specialist or Mac laptop repair specialist? Do I not have videos that are 7 to 8 years old showing you how to fix MacBooks? Do I not have 9 to 11-year-old Google reviews and Yelp reviews from fixing MacBooks? But besides that, the part that gets me the most is where he says, I'm not greedy and my God isn't the dollar bill. So yes, you are. You are greedy because you collect $129 every time someone shows up, but the people who answer 99% of the questions don't get any money from you. I pay people that answer questions on my forum. People that answer questions on my forum get 1,000 or 1,200 or 1,400 or 1,800 euros a month if it's a busy month to answer the questions. The entire reason that we created our own forum was because you weren't paying people. But this is not the part that really matters here. If you scroll down to the rest of this, My intake on this is as follows. We need all the member support for exposing Rossman, showing how he was asking retarded questions and how he helped it out, then posted all over social media and in each single Facebook group and YouTube channel. I even can let Vice refer him in the video and call him a con artist. I can WGN News asking him about this. We have been putting all our energy and brains into this group to make it as secure as possible and at the same time as professional as possible. I've been uploading too many contents and the server got filled out from what I uploaded. Now, why would anyone try to flip on us while giving our generous support unless this person is a douche that needs to be exposed? I'm the first person to say this. If we work together, I guarantee this will bring his business down. Plus, remember, he always is using Apple copyrighted content, and no matter what the source you get it from, he won't be able to say he got it through us since he will expose himself and the same time he cannot deny it. Now, there is a way to get his business completely shut down by having the Apple GDA department, which I am sure no one heard of before, to file a case with the federal court for using copyrighted materials. And they can use it to remove his channel from YouTube. Let me know what best to treat anyone who betrays us. Dr. Sebastian York, CDRP digital investigator? That's what I'm saying. He may be. So what is this? This is you want to have my business shut down by federal courts? You want to have my YouTube channel shut down by federal courts? You want the YouTube channel that teaches people to be shut down so that people have to give you $129 to get their questions answered by people that don't get paid? Like, is that what you're going for here? I am not jealous or anything about that. I happen to see he is using my material to sell his ideas. This is not your material. None of this is your material. Not a single piece of information that I learned in the course of being in this business or learning board repair came from any of the owners or administrators of this forum. I learned that information because I was open to having a diagnostic mindset, and I literally sat there reading through every single post Duke had ever made, speaking to him on Skype and via email, and trying to learn from being his student and having him as a mentor. That was Duke's information. Those were Duke's posts, not yours, asshole. And all of those schematics you talk about having uploaded, those aren't yours. Those are, that's an Apple schematic. You got that because you share Venafix logins. You share Venafix logins so that people will pay you instead of paying Venafix, who's actually providing the schematic, by the way. And I'm sure they'd be pretty pissed off if they figured out that Venafix logins were being shared on your forum. And then you upload them to your FTP. This is not your work. Those are not your documents. Those schematics and board views were not written by you, you dumbass. Learning how to diagnose and troubleshoot machines by reading posts from Duke, who is not getting paid by you, is not your material. You don't get to call that your material. That's ridiculous. If Camille in my store teaches an intern how to fix things, and then that person goes on to create a channel saying how to fix things, I don't get to say that that person who's now making videos stole from me because I never dealt with them individually, nor did I teach them anything. And what you see here are a group of people that have absolutely no problem using the power of the court system, using the power of the law to try and shut down my channel, have it removed from the internet, because they're salty that we moved on and created a forum where the people that contribute to it actually get paid. Because if you look at the questions that I was asking in this forum, you will not find a single question that was answered by any of the people in this thread. Nothing I've said here has ever been answered by the individuals in this thread. And if you really want, and there's this other concept here that I think is very interesting, where it says, showing how he was asking retarded questions and how we helped him out. Again, we not being this person because they have not answered anything that I've posted. There's this implication here that I'm trying to hide who I am. And I find that to be particularly disgusting. And here's why. If you go back through my channel and you go back through my videos, I've never hid the things that I've done that are really stupid. So there's this one video that I remember doing. Where I'm walking my way through an 820-2915 and I sound like a total idiot. That video is still listed. There's another video that I was doing on an A1342 no backlight repair, where since I didn't know what type of jumper wire you're supposed to use, I was actually cutting open LVDS cables and taking out the individual strands and using them, and then I'd wind up having them stuck to the board with this coating thing, and it looked absolutely awful. That video with that awful soldering is still there. There was another time that I did this with a 3437, another time I did this with a 3115, and these videos are all public. My personal favorite comes from about 5 years ago when I didn't know how to reball a system management controller chip properly. What did I do as a smart business owner that cares about people thinking that he makes no mistakes, he was born an expert, top of his field? I uploaded that video of me failing to reball a basic chip for an hour and 40 minutes to a channel that had 10,000 subscribers so that all the people that want to come to my business could see just how dumb I am. There's this one thing that Tyrion Lannister said in Game of Thrones, wear it like armor and it can never be used to hurt you. I don't care if somebody shows that 6 or 7 years ago I asked a stupid question. There's nothing to be revealed there because the entire history of my channel shows that I started like an idiot, and even today I make mistakes like an idiot. I don't hide them, so there's nothing that you could really show there or expose there in your pathetic attempt at blackmail. There's a reason that I keep these videos public, and there's a reason that I think it's very important that people understand that when I started out that I was dumb. I don't hide the fact that when I started out I was stupid. I keep that up there because it serves as an inspiration to new people. One of the best ways that you can discourage a newbie is by making it appear that every single person in the field just left their mother's vagina as experts. One of the ways that you encourage newbies is when you show them these people that are really good at what they do, who know what they're talking about, who are quality and up at the top of their craft, and you show that when they started, they were idiots and ignorant just like you. That's why it's very important to me that my roots be honest and remain up on YouTube. I remember calling back the customers once I figured out that I could be using enameled jumper wire, which I didn't get from Notebooksquad, and calling them and saying, can you please come back in so that there's just one thing I'd like to adjust inside your machine so that this would not actually stay out there in the public. But I look back at these videos and I want to puke. They're disgusting. They're absolute, utter garbage. But there's a reason that I keep up videos that are that embarrassing, that humiliating, that stupid. It's because I know it's going to encourage someone else who goes, I'm never going to be able to do what Lewis does. It's just not possible. Can't do it. And then they're going to rewind to a video I did 6 years and go, wow, he's even dumber than I am. If he could figure this out, then so can I. That's the reason that this stuff all stays up there. So what are you trying to prove by showing that like 8 years ago that I asked stupid questions? Everybody asks stupid questions when they're trying to learn. No shit. These videos are public. Anybody who looks through my channel history can see that when I started out what I was doing, I sucked as much as any one of you would suck. The entire purpose of this channel is to remove this BS professional mystique, mysticism crap where people pretend that they're the best in the world and they make and there's no flaws and their desk is always beautiful and they're just these professionals that wear these drive savers like spacesuits into work and work only in this multi-million-dollar environment using these beautiful tools and all this shit. No, I get stuff done like any normal person. I scrape away board traces, I curse, I screw things up, I solder things on crooked every now and then, and I still get the job done. The whole point of this channel is to encourage normal, everyday people to believe that this is something that they can accomplish and to give them the tools and the mindset that they need in order to get done what they need to get done. Same way that Duke was trying to do on that forum. And we have never ever hidden the fact that when we started out doing something new, that we suck at it. Here's the worst part of it. And here's the part that I think is the stupidest. I don't distribute or sell schematics. You do. My YouTube videos that I post, I will use an excerpt of a schematic in a screenshot for educational purposes. You sell them. So if I go on eBay over here, let's take a look at this. This is hysterical. So if you go to eBay up here, Chipmaster86, that's them. One schematic, one price. This is a one schematic auction. You sell schematics. And you people that sell schematics, which I'm very certain is 10 times more against the law than someone showing people a half a screenshot excerpt of it for educational purposes, selling it. This over here, this is very fucking illegal. So if you are going to report somebody for taking a Snickers bar from a convenience store, you probably shouldn't be the person that is doing an armed robbery on that very store and asking for all the money out the register. If you're going to report somebody because their YouTube videos have very small excerpts of schematics and diagrams for educational purposes, you probably shouldn't have public listings on eBay where you sell them. That's not very smart. And above all, if you want people to simply use your platform and not go somewhere else, I respect that. If you want to have exclusivity, I respect it. You should pay for it. You can't expect that people that have spent 4 years of their life contributing to your platform for free, 5, 6, 7, 8 posts a day, well thought through posts helping people, are going to be okay with you saying you're going to come up with a way to pay them and then never paying them. That's not right. That's greedy. That's fucked up, and that's wrong. And when you decide for 4 years that you're not going to pay people that are making you money, and someone else comes along and says, hey, instead of working for free, how'd you like to make 1,400 euros a month to make these posts in your spare time? And someone says yes to that, don't be mad at the person that made the offer. Be mad at yourself because you fucked up. If my channel goes away, here you go. You understand why. And at the end of the day, to be clear, 110% clear, everything that I learned from people like Duke, Volley, Julio, I genuinely appreciate the effort that you made to share your knowledge with the world. I appreciate the fact that you help individuals stop being please bros. And I want to do everything I can to share and spread that culture, which is why I make the YouTube videos I do, which is why I started the forum that I did. And it's why I do the YouTube videos that I do, to share as much information with as many people as possible with no barrier to entry, no gatekeeping, so everybody can learn. Here is something I'm going to suggest. A little bit of friendly advice outside of pay the people that actually contribute to make your platform worth something. If you're going to share logins to sites like Venafix and Elvacom and get your information from them, don't pretend that you just wrote that schematic yourself. But above all, if you're going to make legal threats about people being investigated because you don't like them, make sure that your business model is not reselling schematics and board views that are copyrighted and considered trade secrets in a public forum. Take down your eBay listings that say, we sell schematics, if you're going to have posts on your forum that say, we're going to report someone else because they show this in a YouTube video, because that's not a good look legally. If you're the person that's robbing the deli with a gun pointed at their head, don't call the cops on the person that's stealing a Snickers bar, because they're going to come for you way faster than they come for the person with the Snickers bar. That's it for today, Ray. And as always, I hope you learned something.